Medicine is a constantly changing field, so how patients and consumers are reached needs to change along with it, which is why I'm going to discuss how using social media in the medical field is not only beneficial, but is needed for a clinic to survive for the long haul. The first online social media site was created in 1973, starting with simple communication between two computers in a university. Since the beginning of social media, it has evolved and changed. Originally, social media was started as a way to network and to create new friends. Over time, social media became widely used by individuals and businesses to stay connected, communicate, and even market. Over time, social media became widely used by individuals and businesses to stay connected, communicate, and market. Social media can be used in healthcare to engage patients and consumers. Consumers heavily rely on information found online and use the internet to gather healthcare information and connect with other people who have similar medical conditions. People also utilize social media as a source to research or to share personal experiences with healthcare providers or other organizations. Individuals have a propensity to find information about doctors, specialists, clinics, and hospitals from social media to make what they see as an informed decision on the best place to seek care. It is necessary for providers to be active in social media and provide accurate information and research, connect with people, and implement marketing techniques when appropriate or applicable. It is necessary for providers to be active in social media and provide accurate information and research to be able to connect with people and implement marketing techniques when appropriate or applicable. Social media can be used to share research on a topic that consumers may not have known about or read otherwise. It can be used to introduce new providers in the practice and answer general questions on various topics such as hours of operation, how to reach the providers, and what to bring to an appointment. A social media page can also be a place to offer patients any updates that relate to the clinic itself, provide updates on new technologies and procedures offered, and suggest generic self-care tips and recommendations such as vitamins and what the vitamins do for the body. A social media page can also be used to help patients find others with similar conditions by providing links to community health groups. In 2012, a consumer survey of 1,060 U.S. adults found that 40% of consumers use information they find on social media as advice on how to deal with their health. Posting accurate, research-supported, peer-reviewed articles can be a way to combat all the false information that can be found online. The survey also found 18 to 24-year-olds are more than 2 times likely than 45 to 54-year-olds to use social media for health-related discussions. 90% of the 18 to 24-year-olds also said they would trust medical information shared on social media. Yikes. This not only highlights the importance of sharing accurate information, but also being a participant in social media to capture the younger generation. The initial implementation of social media use in the media arena was slower in general acceptance. A main thing to be aware of implementing a social media presence is avoiding HIPAA violations. HIPAA is a set of laws and guidelines enacted in 1996 to protect patient privacy and give patients more control over their healthcare records. Navigating around HIPAA guidelines can be tricky. For instance, healthcare professionals cannot address patients directly or even acknowledge they are a patient, as even that would violate the privacy and confidentiality regulations. There are ways to avoid HIPAA violations, so caution needs to always be used. Commercialization of social media is used by all types of people in all age groups. Being able to reach out in ways that were previously inaccessible is a way to keep medical business moving forward in changing trends. Having a presence in each social media outlet can not only reach more people, but be guided in each age group. For instance, newer social media outlets may have a younger group of individuals, while outlets that may have been around for a while, such as Facebook or even Twitter, may be more for what the young people call old people. Starting in the 1970s, people were able to electronically share information. Over time, the web evolved. New websites were created, blogs popped up, and generally people were able to communicate on a much easier level. In the early 2000s, social networking expanded and new sites like MySpace and Friendster emerged. Right around that time, smartphones became popular. So did a boom of social networking and internet usage. Social change can be approached using many forms and can result from a small change or even a large change, really both. As Callahan et al. In 2012 discussed, long-term solutions are made possible by utilizing 8 features: scholarship, systems thinking, reflection, practice, collaboration, advocacy, civic engagement, and human ethics. For my workplace innovation, social media in the medical arena, scholarship is innately a large feature of the platform. By posting research articles or videos, the recipients participate in active learning by reading the article or watching the video, and then posting a response or sharing the information on their social media platform. Additionally, both patients and providers are able to participate in critical reflection by way of reviewing the providers and the providers reading the reviews and making adjustments as necessary. Rogers, in 2003, identifies 7 roles of a change agent, which include development, establishment, diagnosing, creation, translation, stabilization, and achievement. The recommended key change agents at Nevada Neurology and Vascular Center would be the medical assistants, the office manager, and the nurse practitioner. The innovator and early adopters, as viewed in this chart, would be persuaded by first introducing them to the idea and demonstrating the ease of use while discussing with each of them the benefits of utilizing social media in the clinic. Presenting the knowledge of social media to each person separately will cross any communication barriers and can be adjusted for each personality. The surrounding hospitals would be the laggards in adoption because they have a much bigger enterprise to protect and many more moving parts. It is much more difficult to censor thousands of employees versus only 10. To help the hospital move towards adopting social media use and interacting with Nevada Neurology on the various social media platforms, the hospital can be offered assistance with initial control over their pages and monitoring employee postings. Critical mass happens when there is an adequate amount of adopters of an innovation in a system, so the rate of adoption becomes self-sustaining and creates further growth. Since the innovation we are discussing today is social media, it is easy to say it has definitely met critical mass in society. So, the attributes used to help social media in the clinic meet critical mass would be getting patient participation and excitement. Presenting how easy it is to use social media to the patients will be key. Framework for innovations can either be centralized or decentralized. Using a centralized framework would mean a single person, most likely the nurse practitioner, would be responsible for all the posting and responses on the social media, essentially all the work. Using a decentralized framework would allow for all the employees to post and respond and keep the pages very active. Since decentralization would allow for more involvement by the staff and thus more postings, patients would likely get more involved and critical mass would be accomplished sooner. A decentralization approach would definitely work more for the adoption of the social media in the clinic. To define the need for social media in a medical setting, one must look at the need for patient outreach. As discussed earlier, many people go to their computers to get medical information, and in a lot of circumstances, that information is incorrect or inaccurate. By using social media, there is a unique opportunity to combat some of the false information people may find. Additionally, for people who live in rural areas and are not easily able to go to an office visit, having a place where they could ask simple questions and get them answered accurately would be both beneficial for the patient and the provider. Implementing a social media presence is inexpensive, time efficient, and helps keep patients informed with accurate, up-to-date information. The potential issues that could be faced, such as HIPAA violations, can easily be controlled with monitoring what is posted and never acknowledging someone is a patient or what their condition is. To keep the clinic in the 21st century, technology needs to be utilized to reach patients in the most efficient way. Providers can stay in touch with other providers, personal connections can be made with patients, and they're reached on a much easier and larger scale. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video on using social media in medicine. I'm Pauline Stolzner.